What's up? Welcome to another edition of Barton Makes Picks. I am Barton Simmons. He is Trey Scott. We're picking all the teams that matter in college football, game by game, week by week, and Washington certainly matters.
Yeah, Pac-12 champions last year.
We're going to talk the Huskies. What do you think?
I think that, the preseason polls just came out in the Pac-12. Oregon was picked to win the Pac-12 North just by a nose. I think it's going to be a great season in the Pac-12. I'm excited about this. I do have a little bit of concern about Washington's non-conference schedule. I feel like they kind of have to run the table to make the playoff.
Well, let's talk about it.
All right.
Let's dig into it. All right, so Eastern Washington, let's give it a W.
Win.
Not waste any time there. Cal.
Revenge game. They lost last year.
This is actually a game we can't gloss over.
They lost 10-12.
I think, but here's the thing about Cal. I have no reason to believe that their offense will be significantly better. I think that was an aberration for Washington last year.
Pick 6 and 2 field goals.
So we're going to go ahead and get the W here, 2-0.
2-0, Hawaii.
3-0.
3-0.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I actually want to talk BYU here for a minute.
That's fine.
Because things started to turn late in the season for BYU. Zach Wilson took over the quarterback job. He was more athletic, gave him some more freedom. That's a tough place to play in Provo. This is a tricky game. But I'm going to give him the W. And keep in mind, I think that's a key win.
The Jacob Eason era is off to a nice start at 4-0.
We assume this isn't Jake Hayner.
Come on. It's Jacob Eason. 4-0. USC. This might be Clay Helton's last stand. USC is really going to want this one.
Yeah, this is, and the USC's early slate is pretty brutal. Yeah. That's a tough road. They got to find a win somewhere. This is home. They got this one at home. This is in Seattle.
Yeah.
So I'm picking USC to win this one.
No.
And I'm saying that knowing that this will be probably like a double-digit upset. I mean, this is a Washington team I think is really good, but I think USC has got to win somewhere where they sort of surprise someone, and I think this is it.
I don't condone that. 4-1. It's not going to get any easier at Stanford. Oh, man.
I've got Stanford winning, too.
We should just quit this right now.
And I mean, Stanford, I don't necessarily think this is going to be the best version of Stanford, but I also think that.
Well, you clearly don't think it's the best version of Washington.
But I think, well, we'll see. I think KJ Costello, though, is capable of having one of those games where he just throws it 40 times and they just sort of chuck and duck and figure out a way. I think they slide past Washington. Disappointing start, but stick with me here.
4-2 at Arizona. Yeah, it is a disappointing start. I was expecting the Jacob Eason era to kind of go past the limitations that Jake Browning might have had and kind of have a more explosive offense.
Yeah, but keep in mind, 2 defensive starters are turning. I don't doubt that Jimmy Lake is going to have those guys ready to play, but early in the season, an air raid offense against USC, Stanford, and sort of the way they can combine the pass game under KJ Costello and the physicality of the run game, like there are some challenges early on. But now they start to sort of address some of those issues that they've had. They play at Arizona. Okay, so they go ahead and I think they win that one.
5-2. Big one here.
Yeah, then this is a big one. I mean, this is sort of for the North here. I mean, I guess with Stanford, the loss behind them, this is conceptually
This is still a huge game.
Yeah, and so I think this is where they sort of show up. I mean, you're talking about USC, Oregon, and Utah all coming to Washington.
Right.
I think this is one of those big wins. So they get that one.
Massive one. 6-2. Your Pac-12 hopes are still alive. You have a bye. Great time for a bye because the preseason Pac-12 champion Utah is coming to town.
I think Utah is an 11-1 kind of team this year. I think the one loss is right here. I think Washington wins.
Okay, you redeemed yourself.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
like, Washington
I'm glad
gets
we
back.
stuck through with this.
All right, yeah.
All right, so 7-2. You totally redeemed yourself at Oregon State.
I like Oregon State to make this a game for a little while. Have a little bit of letdown, and then pull away second half.
8-2. You're really humming now. You got a bye at Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado.
This is a sneaky, compelling game.
It is, because at this point, what has Mel Tucker done? What does that team look like? I gotta believe that they're still capable of beating someone even as good as Washington, but I don't think they do it here.
9-2. Really no clue what to expect from Mike Leach's team as we head to the Apple Cup. Feels like better Washington State teams have gone on to lose this game. What do you think?
Well, I mean, look, this is always such a critical game. They have historically been pretty successful in this series, and so at some point Washington State turns the corner, right? I don't think it's this year. So I like this, a 10-2 team. Frankly, on the surface, this doesn't even look like a 10-2 team by typical Washington standards, but this schedule's so favorable, I think that they make it happen.